Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Today I will talk about one of the most important topic, that is database security. It is necessary to know about database security and how to keep your database secure from any attacks. This presentation will be presented by me, Saud Muhammad Sadoun, and the instructor of the course, Dr. Maqsood, and I hope we all get benefit from it. The objectives of our presentation is we will define the database security and the threats of database security and what is the advantage and disadvantage of database security and the layers and types of information security and what are the 5 key steps that help to ensure database security and what is database security issues and how to keep our database secure and why is database security is so important and what are the impact of database security and the challenge of database securities. The data is a valuable resource that must be strictly controlled and managed, as with any corporate resource. What is database security? Database security refers to the various major organizations take to ensure their database are protected from internal and external threats. Database security include protecting the database itself, the data it contains, and the various applications that access it. Security considerations do not only apply to the data held in a database. Breaches of security may affect other parts of the system, which may in turn affect the database. Why we use database security? Database security helps the company blocks attacks including ransomware and breach firewalls, which in turn keeps sensitive information safe. So it's very important to everyone who have database to know about the database security. Threats is any situation or event, whether international or international, that will adversely affect a system and consequently an organization. Database users may have different privileges. However, users may abuse them. And here are the major type of privilege abuses: excessive privilege abuse, legitimate privilege abuse, and unused privilege abuse. Excessive privilege always creates unnecessary risks. According to statistics, 80% of the attack on a company database are executed by current company employee or an ex-employee. Users may abuse legitimate database privilege for unauthorized purpose. It generally takes organization months to patch database, during which time they remain vulnerable. Attackers know how to exploit unpatched database or databases that still have default account and configuration parameters. Unfortunately, organizations often struggle to stay on the top of maintaining databases configuration, even when a patch are available. Database securities have many advantages. I will talk about 3 of them. First, gain full visibility into your database security posters. You get a complete view of your database and its security, so that the level of security in the database is high and makes you satisfied. Second, deploy and use with ease. If your database are safe, you can publish and use them easily without fear of any attacks to steal them. Third, efficiently maintain regulatory of compliance. If your database are highly secure, you can maintain regulatory compliance efficiently. Everything has advantage and disadvantage. After we take the advantage of database security, let's go for disadvantage. The first disadvantage is strict maintenance of data. As a data controller, you will be expected to abide by the data protection principle and properly maintain data you gather within the limit of the law, and this considered as one of database security's disadvantages. The second is cost. The cost is a disadvantage of security. Security of database costs a lot, and the cost change based on the size of database. When database is big, the cost will be high, and so on. The third one is time. To secure database, it must take a time. The time is one of the downsides of secure database. Protecting them takes a lot of the time, and a lot of effort as well. After we define the database security and the threats of database security and cover the advantage and disadvantage of database security, let's go for layers and type of information security. We have 4 layers and types of information security. First, access control. A primary outcome of database security is the effective limitation of access to your data. Access controls authenticate, legitimate users and application, limiting what they can access in your database. Access includes designing, granting appropriate users attribute and roles, and limiting administrative privileges. Second, backups. A data backup, as a part of your database security protocol, makes a copy of your data and store it on a separate system. This backup allows you to recover lost data that may result from hardware failures, data corruption, theft, hacking, or natural disaster. Third, application security. Database and application security framework measures can help protect against common known attackers. Exploits that can circumvent access controls, including SQL injection. Fourth, encryption. Database security can include the secure management of encryption keys, protection of the encryption system, management of a secure off-site encryption backup, and access restriction protocol. Now, let's go for the 5 key steps that help to ensure database security. First steps is don't show people the backdoor. A simple way to protect your database, leave it out of sight. This means keeping it hidden from the search engine results through the reports.txt file, and also not linking it to directly. While you want employees to have access to database information, you may not want to put the login directly on the site. If you have an online database, do yourself a favor and keep it on a need-to-know basis. After all, the first step toward hacking a database is finding it in the first place. Second is monitoring and audit your database. One way to prevent database breaches is to keep an eye on the database itself. Monitoring access and behaviors of database users can help you ensure that no odd behaviors are exhibited that might imply a leak. Checking unfamiliar IP addresses can ensure that no one has been employee password who shouldn't. Third, have a security password. The most sophisticated system on earth cannot protect against a bad password. Now, it's not just making your password that you have to worry about. It can be words in and of themselves. You can try to make a combination of letter, numbers, and symbol of throw would be hacker. You can check your password here to see how long it would take hackers to guess it. Fourth, encrypt your database. Just as important as the password is the encryption of your database. Encryption means converting your data to a format such that, were it to be encrypted, would seem like a string of a letter and numbers with no tangible meaning. But to the database, the program, it all easily convert to the data. You won't put it ties back into password. Last one, segment your database. A wide open database is a wide open vulnerability. You will want to segment your data to make sure that not just anyone sees everything. In many systems, various roles can be created within the database. What is database security issues? First, no security testing before deployment. One of the most common causes of database weaknesses is negligence on the deployment stage of the development process. Second, it is inconsistencies that lead to vulnerabilities. Test website security and Azure data protection on the regular basis. Third, stolen database backups. There are 2 kinds of threat to your database, external and internal. Anybody who has access to sensitive data can steal it and sell to the third-party organization for profit. Is database security so important? Database is important for the majority of companies, and the company may face many problems if there are no database for them. Second, backbone of an organization. Database are the backbone of the company, without which the company will not be able to move forward and must be protected because it is a priority. Third, if the company is weak in secure the database, then the weak secure damage is not only for the company, but it will harm its customer and client and supplier and so on. What are the impact of database security? For employee, the impact of database security is strong protection, give them comfort to performing their job. There are no afraid for any attacks or steal the information of the employees. The customers, if the company or organization have strong firewall, the customer does not hesitate to purchase or deal with it, especially if there is payment over the internet. What is the challenges of database security? First, data quality. The database community basically need techniques and some organizational solution to assess and attest the quality of data. These techniques may include the simple mechanism such as quality stamps that are posted on different websites. Second, damage assessment. To determine the extent of the problem, including failed function and corrupted data. Third, recover. Recover corrupted or lost data and repair or reinstall failed function to re-establish a normal level of operation. There are many ways for keeping your database secure. I choose these three tips for keeping your database secure. First, control access for your database. Second, monitor your database activity. Third, never stop auditing. In conclusion, we have defined the database security as database security refer to the various major organizations take to ensure their database are protected from internal and external threats. Then we go for advantage database security, and one of the advantage of database security is gain full visibility into your database security posture. Then to help you to ensure database security, don't show people the backdoor. That will help you to ensure your database securities. Finally, I hope I presented this presentation in an interesting way and realizing the importance of database security, and we all get benefit from it. Thank you for listening.